guys, welcome back to another episode of Tea Time with Ayek Uncut. My name is Ayek. Wait, what? If you're returning, mwah. If you're just coming, mwah. Today, what the freak? Why do I keep saying it? Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Tea Time with Ayek Uncut. We don't always drink tea, but baby boo, we spill that tea. My name is Ayek, and today I'm going to tell you how to get a job in Nigeria. Okay guys, so as usual, you know I have to have my notes so I don't be talking for 67 hours. Okay? I don't want to keep you guys here until your grandchildren are born. So yeah. I want to talk about taking the career path and taking the entrepreneurial path. And as always, when I tell you guys these things, these are based on my personal experience. So let's get right into it. My first real job when I came to Nigeria was more of an internship. I was working at a skincare company, very well-known skincare company, very good quality skincare company. I was working in the marketing department. The reason why it was an internship was because I really didn't have as much experience as they expected for someone with the role. So they said, okay, let's start off with an internship. Within 3 or 6 months, we'll upgrade you. That experience taught me how to run a business. With regardless of whatever I think about my former boss, as a businesswoman, she's, top notch, one of the best in the country, best in Africa. You have to give her that respect. She's on point. I learned how to run a business. I also learned about the pay scale. And funny enough, at the interview, because she goes in between here in America, she lived in America, works in America for some time, and she told me, girl, listen, whatever you were expecting, whatever a marketing intern or a marketing executive makes in America, cut that by like 75%. The people who were there as full-time staff weren't making that much either. And these are people who are college educated. Like, that's a requirement. You must be college educated. And these people were making like $75K a month as executives. They're working Monday to Saturday. Yeah. And mind you, in a video I made recently, 5 reasons not to move to Nigeria, I talked about comparing the exchange rate. It's not even that like from dollar to naira it's low. Yeah, from dollar to naira it's low, obviously. But like even in naira, it's like chicken change. So my first internship, I was not making that much. I was not making enough to sustain myself in any way, shape, or form. So I had to get a lot of help from my parents. I had to do a few other things, to kind of make ends meet. But that was my first job. My second job, I worked as an intern again, and that was because I did not have my I had not completed NYSC. I'm still getting my master's, so of course I have to finish my education before I can do NYSC. So I didn't have my NYSC certificate. So they told me like, hey, for now we're just gonna take you on as an intern. Now, I'm going to go back to that because there's actually something that Nigerian employers do, and I don't like it. I don't like it. One thing that everyone will tell you, even those Nigerians who grew up in Nigeria, went to uni or went to college in Nigeria, they're going to tell you that you have a job description and add like 57 other things to that job description. That's your job. And it's not like they give you extra money. It's not like you're getting any extra pay. They really don't do overtime here. So what you're making on a monthly basis is what you're making regardless of what they ask you to do. Now, I can say without a doubt that most employers take advantage of the fact that they're like, okay, I have this person, let me just get this person to do all of these things so I don't have to hire someone else. I want to give most employers benefit of the doubt and say, okay, well, they probably don't want to employ someone else so that they don't have to like split the money that they have for one person between two, because of course it's not going to be sustainable. But then there are cases of people. A friend of mine, she's a lawyer. Her boss goes on cruises. What's it called? Royal Seas. You know the cruise ship on top, the Royal Caribbean. She goes on cruises. She'll be in Paris. She'll be in Brazil. She'll be in Argentina, living it up with her family, and she won't pay them. Okay, there have been cases of people who they were not paid for months, and when their boss went on like his 4th or 5th vacation in the year, they sold the generator and paid themselves and moved on with their lives. I want to say it's human nature. of people taking advantage, people taking the piss. They know that people are so reliant on this job that they're willing to come every month even though they know they might not get paid. So basically, guys, most employers, whether we like it or not, are going to take advantage. And let's be real here. If there weren't so many laws and stipulations, employment laws and stipulations in the West, most of them would take advantage too. But even the employment laws here, which there aren't many, like there's no enforcement. Who's going to tell you about the law? If you didn't study law in school, how are you going to know about it? Your employer's not going to tell you. And after that, I took a break from working for a while. I just focused on Blush Crush and, you know, focused on my education and things like that. I decided to give the job thing another try. Now, I worked for another company, food-based company. Their rate was a little better, but still not that great. And I discovered very quickly that even what they were saying they were going to pay me, they couldn't afford it either. Okay. Basically, they didn't have enough money. They let me use their phone. Like they had a company phone, okay? I'm sorry to say this. They had a company phone and they would get emails, like email alerts for when transactions were done. Most of them were like Uber and bars and stuff like that, okay? And I looked at the amount they had. They did not have enough to pay me for that month or any month soon, okay? I'm just gonna say that. I'm not trying to be rude or catty, but that was just the reality. Number one, now this is more so for entrepreneurship. Actually, it's kind of for both. You need to attend social events, like attend networking events, network. I know that sounds so corny, but it's the reality of the situation. Do attend as many social events as you can. Also, companies, and I would like to preface this with, I knew about the company I was working at, the first company I worked at when I came to Nigeria, because I found out about them when I was still living in America. Didn't really have any plans on relocating yet, but I followed them on Instagram. Do your research. Google based on industry as well. Google tech companies in Abuja, tech companies in Kaduna, medical companies, hospitals. Do your research based on that. See what you can find. Follow them on Instagram. Turn on post notifications so that you're constantly checking out their posts. You constantly know what they're about. And if they're hiring, you'll kind of be the first to know, or you'll know as soon as possible. Just in case, if you have completed your bachelor's degree, your master's degree, or some kind of or associates in the US we call it, or associates, bachelor's or master's. I'm not sure what it's called in the UK. I'm sorry. But if you've done some sort of degree and you see yourself taking a career path, just do NYSC. Just do it for a couple of reasons, because you never know what may come up. If you see yourself working in the government, working for a ministry, working specifically within the ministries, if you see yourself working in the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Finance, you need to get your NYSC, because really that's the conditions that they take into account when they're considering promoting and stuff. If you're working at a bank, most likely you're going to need NYSC, even if it's the corporate aspect, even if you're doing the social media, the IT and stuff. You guys, just do NYSC just in case. Network, follow companies, Google as much as you can, search on Instagram, search on Facebook. So that's kind of the starting stage to kind of figure out what you want to work in, what company you might be interested in, and it gives you an idea of the industry itself. Is it booming? Does it need work? Does it need support? Who's running it? Those kinds of things. Now, I want to give some tips to entrepreneurs here. If you see yourself coming to Nigeria and working for yourself, the tips of, or the suggestion of networking, really give or take, try to be at a networking event at least once a week. Of women-focused ones, I know of both men and women-focused ones. I actually know of a group that kind of caters to people who moved from Nigeria or moved to Nigeria, they're newly moved to Nigeria, maybe they're expats or repats. I will lie to you, I generally don't run in those circles because generally most of those people are pretentious. And like, let me give you a little example. I attended one of these events with an organization like 2 weeks ago, and this guy comes, and first he has an American accent, a kind of American accent. Well, my friend said it was American. To me, he sounded Nigerian, but had, you know, like a watered down accent. And he says, I came to Nigeria in 2011. I moved to Nigeria in 2011, and I didn't know about the power. Like, as I've said before, we have a light issue here. NEPA can take light at any given time. If you're not living in a place, which I will talk about housing and stuff in another video, but if you're not living in a place that has 24-hour light, and 24-hour light means when NEPA takes light, they turn on the gen. They have a standby gen. But apparently he wasn't living in that kind of community, my friends, and he said that the first time that they took light, he thought it was a terrorist attack. Even when I was like 10, because I'm Nigerian and I have family members and friends that live in Nigeria, even if I've never, even at that time, well, I had been to Nigeria then, but even younger than that, I knew that there was a light issue here. And then if you're relocating to Nigeria, you're not going to, assuming that your parents never talked about it or no family member ever talked about it, why didn't you do your research? Do a simple search on CNN after you're going to know that Nigeria has a light issue or a power issue. But yeah, let me not, okay, I don't want to like cloud your perception or like make you not want to do it, but there are some organizations and networks that are focused on that. Those are good things to join because you most likely know someone there or know someone who knows someone there, so definitely do attend. So guys, that's all I've got for you today. Like I said, I really can only share from my personal experience, but down below, I'm going to have tons of resources. I'm going to have links to networks and organizations that you can join. Even if you're visiting, follow them on Instagram, attend their events. I'm going to put some links to job searches or job searching forums here in Nigeria, and then others that focus on expats and repats. And also, I'm going to put my email. You can send me your resume or your CV. I can look through it. I can advise you and let you know what places could work, what places couldn't. And if you're coming to Nigeria in the next 2 or 3 months, I can actually forward your CV to someone if I know someone in that industry or in that sector. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you didn't get enough information or you feel like I missed anything, please feel free to comment. If you think I'm cute, please feel free to comment. If you want to be my friend, comment, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will see you next week for an exciting Women's History Month video I did in collaboration with 2 awesome people. So yeah, thank you. Bye. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. I'll see you later. Bye-bye, darling. Ugh.